being in Nashville, Tennessee, a town that's a drinking town with a music problem. I was just tired of having the same interactions. I mean, everybody can do whatever they want to do, but when alcohol is such a heavy player in the mix, it kind of feels like Groundhog Day. So I just wasn't having fun going out to the bar. So I wanted to be the change that I wanted to see. So I came up with this idea. I had been reading a lot of white papers on cannabinoids and hemp and marijuana technology, and this new thing was coming out that was water soluble and nano emulsified so that we could get cannabinoids into a drink. And I just thought it was fantastic. So I didn't find anything like it. So Lute was born. It first was an idea, then it became an actual physical product in a bottle and a box. Whether you're with your friends and they're drinking or whether you're with a group of friends that aren't drinking, part of our culture is, you know, cheersing, knocking glasses into each other, sitting at dinner, drinking and eating, and, biting an ear off of a gummy bear, nibbling on a gummy bear, or bringing like a brownie to a powwow, to a dinner party, to, a bar. That's not fun. That's not what we're used to doing. We're used to having a beverage in a cup and enjoying it with friends and making, flavored drinks and hanging out. So the original lute is a modifier designed to be added to any sort of mocktail, any cocktail, and it disappeared. It was designed to have little to no taste, and I think if you mix it with just about anything, it would completely disappear. So the idea was to be the vodka of cannabinoids. And the other idea is also, what do you call a cannabis drink that's high potency? There's no name. Lute. It's a lute. I'm excited about what's inside of them. It's a multi-cannabinoid blend. It's got Delta 8, Delta 9, CBG, and it's in a new flavor, salted honey. So I've got raw honey from Montana. Keepers, they're from Tennessee. They brought their bees out to Montana, Anaconda, Montana. So all the honey's coming from Anaconda, Montana. They're originally Tennessee bees. Salted honey flavor. It's so the idea behind it is honey and salt last forever. The cannabinoids over time kind of change a little bit. So I just wanted the elixir to last forever, just like a fine whiskey would. So, with the honey and the salt in the solution, these bottles should last, you know, forever. Salt and honey is not going to go bad. And then there's cannabinoids, those aren't going to go bad. So should have quite the longevity, and who knows, maybe it'll age well and there'll be aged lutes in the future. So I am hanging on to a few bottles from every production run just to be the testers in the future to see how these things age. One question that I get asked a lot is, I found this other cannabis drink. What's the difference? And the difference is that I have 33.3 milligrams of cannabinoids per half ounce. So that's a lot. Your average cannabinoid drink has 2 milligrams, or if it's a straight CBD drink, it may have 10 milligrams. So you get a lot of bang for your buck. You get 50 servings per bottle. So the difference is just the potency, and that there's multiple kinds of cannabinoids in lute. I originally made it was 44 state legal, 6 states passed some laws that made some of the ingredients in lute illegal. And now it's down to the low 30s. I believe it's 33 or 34 right now. So I wanted to come up with another version of lute that's 50 state legal. Also a version of lute that could be liberally served in a bar also serving alcohol. A version of lute that wouldn't be a hindrance in the combination of alcohol, that it would be an asset to the combination of alcohol. If someone is very inebriated or, has had multiple cocktails and then you combine a cannabis drink, some of those combinations don't mix. The blend that's in the next version, it's mostly CBG, and CBG will not multiply the effects of alcohol. It should make one feel more alert. So, for the drinkers that want to keep drinking, and for the bars that don't want to worry about, you know, a bad combination. So you don't have to worry as much that the bartenders are really keeping an eye on people to not give them a drink that has 30 milligrams of cannabis in it when they're already, unbeknownst to the bartender, 4 drinks in or 10 drinks in. You definitely wouldn't want to do that. Also, some states like Tennessee have put on a special tax, so then they have to deal with that. There's no special tax on a CBG based drink, so that's another consideration. There's no THCs. From my understanding of cannabinoids in human bodies, that would not come up on a drug test. It'll have a ton of benefits, not the same benefits. That's why there's 2 versions. The one version is very psychoactive, so meaning that you could get, I would never say high, but I would say sophisticated. The CBG based one, it's not the same feeling as one would get on an edible or consuming Delta 8, Delta 9. It's more of an alertness and an overall feeling of well being, would be the best way that I could describe it. So, like, if you could envision caffeine drink without the jitters, without the cortisol spike. So, not anxious energy. So, get the full spectrum CBD, have the serum. The serum is designed to use anywhere. I mean, if you have, a bug bite, you ran a marathon and you've got chafing in between your toes, you could put the serum on there. If you had a rough day and you just put a full drop or full, maybe 2, underneath your tongue, you know, you can use it anywhere. If you have a beard and you want to make it look very vibrant, it's MCT oil, so it'll, dry skin, no problem with serum. You can use it anywhere. Well, not in your eyes, but anywhere else. They all have the same health benefits because they're all anti-inflammatory. Just one is much more psychoactive than the other. A lot of people are using Lute as a medicine as well. A teaspoon in your coffee or tea or lime drink or citrus drink in the morning knocks down that anxiety, can reduce inflammation so aches and pains are lower, and it's not enough to, you know, be high, or it's just enough to knock down what ails you. And it's not toxic like the majority of drugs that you would get from a man in a white coat. So on Lute.life, the website, there's a wholesale button. So you would just go into the wholesale and set yourself up in there. It's sold by the case. There's 12 in a case. There's significant discounts, especially now if you become a looter, there's no distribution taking a cut. So I'm passing on, for the original founders that want to be a part of this alcohol alternative movement. My plan is to, cut out the distributors, go straight to folks so that your margins are better. Because it's going to be in distribution. So sign up with us while we are still distributing. We're going to keep distributing to you. Loot, a new category.